this word called faith, everybody use that as a play word. I take it seriously. Faith ain't because everything is going right in your life, you know what I mean? You know, you're able to pay your bills, you know, your kids eating good. That's not faith. You're not being tested. If you got real deal faith is going to the edge of that cliff and jumping off and having faith. You're going to sprout some wings before your head busts at the bottom. If you ain't got that in yourself like that, hey, well, you know, you'll continue working for people who had.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Your Peak Life podcast. Yes, my name is DJ Julian Rivera, but it's not about me. Also, it's not about Edgar Muñoz over there, a.k.a. The Sphere. It's about the one and only, our special guest today, True. True, a.k.a. one of our awesome agents here at Iron Valley Real Estate. True, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you.
What up, man?
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got, man. You know, I'm really fortunate to be here.
No, we appreciate you, man. True, you're one of the biggest advocates that we have here at the company. I want to say that out loud, and I don't mean that because you fit in. You are the culture. You are the brand. You see what the move is. Because we're going to learn about your journey and what it was, but we want to say in openness that we appreciate the energy that you give off, not just to your clients, but really to the other agents here, because people, they rock with you, bro, if you don't know that. So it's cool because you show up. Like, you just came from training and now you're here. You see what I'm saying? So showing up to be consistent is one of the main things. Showing up to half the battle. It's like before we were on camera, Edgar was joking, you saying, "Oh, I ain't seen you in the gym lately." Yeah. Nah, just because he started showing up again a month ago doesn't mean that he can't call out anybody from being consistent.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm a gym rat.
But I got to say it, when y'all turn it on, you turn it on. I think all of us can say that, right?
Yeah.
So then being consistent, y'all have been more consistent in the gym than I have. I just kind of watch what I eat so I don't go too crazy. I still eat cookies and stuff, don't get me wrong. But as we move forward, consistency is key. Showing up's half the battle. But speaking about showing up, man, what made you get into real estate? What was your reasoning why you want to get in real estate? And tell us a little about you, bro.
I can be fully transparent.
Yes.
Sure.
When I was growing up as a kid, you know, I would see the local celebrities around my neighborhood, and you know, I see how they ride, how they dress, and I always wanted to have nice things, and I was like, but you know, I didn't want the consequences of having those nice things, and I thought, what could get me there? How could I dress nice like the guys in the mafia movies and have these nice things? And I said, real estate.
Okay.
So, you know, I joined the Navy, you know, to try to support myself.
Appreciate your service, brother.
Oh, good. Appreciate it. And so after the Navy, you know, life be lifing, but I landed where I wanted to be at.
Okay. So why did you get into real estate? And when you got out the military, got out the Navy, what was your why? Because you knew back then, you know, that might be the best way to do it legally, right? Because when you say local celebrities, I think we all pick up what you're throwing down here.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, it was a little different. But, you know, now you got out the Navy, you had an idea and you kind of just went off for it. What was your reason when you had so many other opportunities at this phase of your life?
The generational wealth part.
Okay.
That was big for me, because I know so many people that had that bag that when they died, they whole death and everything was a burden to somebody else. I've even picked up that burden and had to pay for final expenses more than once.
Right.
And I seen what it could do for, you know, the next generation and give them a head start. So also for a very long time in my life, and I know it sounds ignorant, man, but I thought the only way I could make big dollars, you know, how we get it in real estate chunks at a time, was being a local celebrity or under the radar. So So it just opened my eyes. Even when I got into real estate, certain things I didn't know. Like, wow, this is like basketball. There's so many ways you can pivot in this game and make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight
well,
up.
I think, how long were you in the Navy for?
I did 4 active and 7 active reserves. Then I went over to Afghani land.
Gotcha. Well, that's what I was going to bring up was, like, as military members, like, they don't educate you on anything, right? They have the financial counselors, but the financial counselors, like, once you get to know these people, they don't even own a house, right? They just took It was just a little online course that they took to be
NKO.
the financial counselor for the command. Unfortunately, I mean, I know they're trying to be better, but the financial literacy, the financial education on real estate,
Right.
not just your 401k, how to
TSP,
move.
joint.
Yeah, they just teach you the TSP because that's all they know, right? Save $100 a month, you'll be a millionaire by the time you're 65. That's all they teach you. Very basic, and also we, as real estate professionals, have ran into that situation where the command chief is telling these
Right.
sailors not to buy a house,
Right.
which is mind-boggling to me. Where it's like the military is giving you X amount of dollars towards housing, spend it on real estate. That's a way of investing your money.
Right.
But now you get into real estate, right? Out of the Navy, obviously, I'm guessing that's how you landed here in Virginia because I see the San Diego. I'm guessing you're from
Yeah,
California.
Well, I started out in LA in the height of the crack epidemic, and then I trickled down to the South, and then I came up to the East Coast. So started out on the West, went to the Gulf Coast, and now I'm on the East Coast.
And this is where you started real estate?
This is where I started real estate.
Okay.
Even though I own property back home.
Okay, nice.
So you practice what you preach.
Oh yeah, that's the best way to lead. You know, even in the Navy, like he was saying, that's Edgar. He's a veteran as well. A lot of people don't practice what they preach.
Yeah.
I had a closing here recently, I think a couple of months back, and the sailors were saying, you know, God, Mr. True, you gave us vision, you know what I mean? And like when you closed with us over at Noble Title, you was looking at us like you was a proud dad, you know, and I said, you know what? You hit it on the head, because when I was in the Navy, I didn't have a Mr. True.
Right.
I didn't have nobody guide me and say, you know, this is how you can set yourself up when you get out, or if you plan to do life, you can still build your generational wealth while you in. Use that VA loan as a hacking tool.
No, our first house that we bought, me and my wife, we thought we still needed 20% because nobody educating on us.
Right.
We knew we had a VA loan. We didn't know anything about it. It's just we thought, like most military members that you know now, even to this day, they think the VA loan is actually like the bank. Like you could physically go apply. Where do I go to apply for my VA loan? Where do I go for that? They don't understand that it's basically like a cosigner.
Right.
In simple.
When
simple
I say
terms.
certificate and they're talking about loan and bank, I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, don't go to Navy Federal right away.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of the things I always tell the clients, you know, 95% of the work we're going to do for you. The only 5% we can't do is make a choice. So we're basically at 95% just educating. And a lot of them, unfortunately, even though they have the world at their hands, I don't care if it's a 21-year-old or a 71-year-old, doesn't matter. It's the education is still out there, but can you act on it? They still need the human interaction, the guidance to go and make that big purchase. I mean, you're talking about a few hundred bands. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's $100,000 house, $1 million house. It's the same risk, right? So the fact that you understand the VA loan, you lived the VA loan, and you practice what you preach is huge. Now, you know, we've known each other for a little while now, but I feel like I've known you a lot longer than the time that we've known each other. But
Same.
You got into real estate what year?
About 3 years ago.
All right, about 3 years ago. All right, and now you transitioned over and came over to Iron Valley, Norfolk when?
If I had to put a definite month on it, it'd been March.
All right, so a little less than a year.
Yeah, about 8, 9.
As of where it saying.
Right.
All right, so we're airing this January. We'll say about 10 months, right? Give or take, something like
Okay.
that, right?
9 months.
9 months, excuse
9
me.
months.
Right. So now, all right, bet. From the transition from the previous brokerage, we won't drop no names, to where Iron Valley is, I've seen your numbers, True. I look at numbers every day. From what I'm seeing, in the 9 months you've been here, you've done more business being in Iron Valley, Norfolk, than where you were for the past few years. Am I right or am I right?
Spot on.
Okay. Now, talk about that. Because when I'm talking about energy, contagiousness, value, being in the room, you are the brand. I say all these things all the time. People can kind of quote me now saying this, but you're a living example of what somebody making that choice. We can give 95% of the work and tell you what we can do, but only you can make that choice, right? Even when you're switching brokerages, it's not easy to switch. You get complacent, you get comfortable, whether you like it or not, whether you're in a positive environment or not. But you made that pivot. What was that thought process on that pivot, and how's your experience been since you've came over to Iron Valley?
But to be honest,
Now, lie to me, True.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't do that. Something happened at the past brokerage, and I kept it professional. I just, I seen many of my friends over here at Iron Valley. I seen how they were succeeding on the selling side and the investing side.
Yep.
And I had made my decision. It's time for me to go where I feel like my people are.
Right.
That spirit. When I say my people, I mean that energy.
Yep.
That is, we got a lot of prior Navy in here, prior military, and I felt like the past firm, when I told them that decision, the way that I exited, they kind of said something to me unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Jordan, I just need somebody to get mad at. And I said, I'll show them. It's no need to stoop to somebody's level. You just show them in success.
Yep.
And when I came over, the first time I came over, everybody embraced me. Like, you even gave me a ride to DC. You know what I mean? Like didn't even know me like that. And you told me, you spoke life into me. You said, man, I got a feeling you're gonna do well here. You always let me, when I say, oh man, I'm trying. Nah, man, you're doing it, bro. You're doing it, bro. And everybody's here like that. Edgar, everybody. Edgar, hey man, you want to go hit the gym, man? Hey, come at this time. Like, what? 5 in the morning?
He showed up.
Oh my
I forgot
God.
about that.
He's actually the first person before the Brandon Boggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mad Home Inspection. He was the one who went to the gym with me first.
Okay.
Yeah. So making that transition, man, y'all got everything here, man. If you want it, you're gonna get it here. It's just you got to show up, just like you said. That's half the battle. If you see me, I'm not bragging or boasting, but you guys see the timeline. I just was in Chesapeake. Now I'm in Virginia Beach. Carrie will speak to it. She just spoke to it in at training. True was there in Newport News. I don't like making the drive to Newport News, but hey, if I'm doing something I don't like, that's what I should be doing.
So I think that's a great point, because that's, to his point, we could teach you 95% of the things we know, right? We pour into everybody, but it comes down to you. And it's always what is that uncomfortable thing you started doing? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you did something to get your numbers up or get more business. What was that first uncomfortable thing that you finally said, all right, I'm going to do this? Because most agents, I feel they know that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Is there anything that is finally like, okay, because I know you've been going to the gym consistently. No shots here. Like, I've seen you, right? That's been a change. And then in the real estate world, I see the off-market deals, you're buying and holding, and obviously the transactions are up. What is that thing now that's changed? Aside from that fire
what
that got you
changed?
started.
What changed for me was LJ Hunt. He's really big on getting 3 wins in the morning. And that made such of an impact. Like, hey man, we got to get up and get that first win. We woke up. I got to make my bed. Sometimes I sit at the edge of the bed and be like, man, I want to go to this gym, man. But I tell myself, hey man, you want to hit the reset button? You want to start back benching 135 again?
Yeah.
And I push myself to go. I started out doing those open houses. Stepping my game up there when I had no motion. And eventually it came. And now they just spoke on it in Chesapeake. Most agents in California, they open a house until it sells. I do the same thing. So don't run up on me talking about no fast market, slow market. Hey, I'm gonna be here every weekend consistently, So, and it's just you guys' culture, that training, that helped me, that keep me going. You know what I mean? Like you can have an off day, right? Mm-hmm. Your day get off to a slow start, and you can have an aha moment right there in training. Something that you'll say, something that Kyle say, Edgar, Edwin, LJ Hunt. You'll just hear something. You'll be like, oh, wow. Carrie, you'll be like, you know what? I'm finna try this. But it ain't going to work if you don't do it.
Yeah. Jessica Brown, who just got here, she does open houses like Wednesday through Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Her first quarter is looking crazy.
Oh,
crazy
wow.
good in a good way.
Oh, wow.
But you're doing something.
You gotta do
not
something.
Just sitting there, not just waiting for the phone to ring. going to the trainings when really you got business. You don't really have to. I encourage everybody to show up because in those trainings, that's where we're also networking. I mean, I'm telling him about a situation for maybe an off-market deal or something, right? But that's where those conversations are happening also, right? At a higher level, in person.
On that, though, because we're always ABL, right? Always be learning. They always say that. So, and we always do something every day. And unknowingly, we're always learning something because we always have this shit, right? I mean, outside of in-person, which is the most effective for me, at least, because I'm just an in-person guy, this is most likely the second biggest learning item that I own, okay? So what are you doing today to continuously want to learn more? Like, what are you doing? What is your daily regimen now that you're here at Iron Valley that consistently wants you to hunger more for learning?
Well, every day, just like checking the emails, I'm checking my social media. And now that I done got into that realm, the algorithm only kind of like shows my social media to show real estate, things of positivity, family, and stuff like that. So, I'm looking at you big dogs every day, and it's like, man, I gotta keep going. I'm gonna get there. Nobody in this firm, you, Edgar, nobody has ever said, "Oh man, I'm here, you're there." Everybody has always poured in me and say, "True, you'll get there." Like when I first came in, a lot of people didn't know, that I got resources, that I invest. But with you guys, y'all not gatekeepers. Like I just hit you up a while back. Hey, you come across something, I got a couple of dollars. I want to do something. Same way he gave me some games, like True, the off market deals. Here's a way to get those added to your volume. So every day I'm trying to steady stack it up so that when if opportunity presents itself, I can mash on it, because when you always ready, you don't have to get ready. You put me on to the glasses game. That's been a game changer. I actually helped the agent the other day. She was getting a listing ready.
Yep.
Unknowingly, I was snapping pictures of her, and I did a little video. At the end, I gave her some pointers, gave her the video, gave her the pictures. She posted online, hey, the little things matter, blah, blah, blah. Didn't send me a shout out, but you know what I mean? Hey, it's all from the heart. You know what I mean?
But the connection's there.
Yeah.
It happens.
I'm not where I want to be in this game, but just like in the Navy, man, we always can teach somebody something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can pour into others. It's enough out here for us all.
Yeah. You want another piece of game where to use these glasses to your advantage? Check this out. All right. You can connect this to your Instagram and your Facebook, right?
No.
Follow me. All right. So, and actually, I got to get Matt Salway, our number one agent here at the company. I saw him with the glasses and I got it. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what the tips. He didn't give me tips or
We're
tricks
in
or
Missouri.
anything. We're in Missouri, right?
Yep.
And I was already thinking about getting him. Like, Matt, you got him. I'm getting him. So I got him as soon as I came back. This is a minute ago.
Yeah,
Well,
it's been like
almost
2
years ago.
Seems like it.
So I'm like, all right, bet. So I got that. But then I'm a tech guy. I like the tips and tricks and stuff that you can do. So then I started going through this. Dude, this was a game changer. I did this shit like 9 months ago. So some clients that we're helping, they're not in market, right? We're the biggest military market in the country. So some people have to do virtual tours. Can I bring my phone up and do a FaceTime and have a virtual tour? Of course I can, right? But did you know that you can go live on your Instagram story with these glasses and they can tune in live? Now, mind you, check this out.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I already know.
Other people can see this, right? Other people can tune into your live. However, you're live and you're showing this house to client A because now you're doing what you were going to do anyway. Number 2, you have them connected on your social media.
Yep.
And number 3, you're doing marketing at the exact same time to other people unknowingly just tuning in what you would already do anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I just closed the deal in a client in Australia. I got a client I got 3 clients basically.
Yeah.
I'm doing that right now.
Case in point.
And I could have been streaming live to my social media, which everybody loves, right? The little shorts of the nice kitchen, the big houses. And they're all top dollars too.
Correct. Now, one thing, I'm glad you just said that because I've actually only done it on the Instagram story. I haven't done it as a live on Facebook yet. I haven't even tried to do that yet. Whereas, when you go live, you can leave. Like when the story's gone, it's gone, right?
Yeah.
But when you go live on your algorithm on social media, on Facebook, it's static. Or you can choose if you want to leave it there or not.
Yeah.
I'd rather leave it there, and then you can change your captions. At least you have a post behind it. I actually haven't done that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because like obviously with overseas clients, WhatsApp is the app that I use.
Yep.
Or instantly we become friends on Facebook or social media, and we go live through FaceTime or Messenger. I'm sorry.
All day.
So those have been the ways that I've been doing those live showings, which is crazy. Yeah, that's actually, now I really want to go get the glasses.
I'm telling you, bro.
And I was waiting for more designs. That's the only reason I get them, because it's kind of like the damn Tesla trucks. Everybody's got the same one.
Well, they got the Ray-Ban joints. Obviously, this is the Gen 1s. I haven't even got the Gen 2. The only difference from the Gen 2, from my research at least, was if this is a 4-hour battery life, Gen 2 is 8 hours. If this was 4K, it's 5K. Like, that's the main thing. But the designs are almost the same, and it's like $150 difference.
Damn.
Nothing too crazy. But then Oakley has theirs now too, right? So Oakley has different designs. So same exact concept, they're meta, but now Ray-Ban got the on-screen display joints that are almost a band, but you got to wear a bracelet. I haven't got that yet. It's more expensive, but they got that now too. So
see, I'm on my way down. I got to wait till my face shrinks a little bit more so I can get the glasses.
No, I mean, the whole head has to shrink, to be fair.
Little known fact, and he knows this, his head's bigger than mine.
What size hat do you wear?
It's smaller than yours.
But what size hat do you wear?
I don't wear hats, bro. Look
If
at
you-
it. Here's my accessories right here.
So to be fair, I got to wear an 8.5 hat. All right.
I know I've never ever worn an 8.
I got a
That's
big.
for
I
sure.
got a big. Maybe I can get away with an 8, but if I want to be loose, 8.5.
Never, ever
I got a
have I
big
worn
ass
an
head.
8.
You'll laugh at this. All right, off topic. So for Christmas, have you seen those Iron Man masks that can open up?
Yes.
You seen those?
Yeah.
Okay. So my wife Myra, she laughed the hell at me. I was excited. I bought one for myself.
Right.
I got I don't know. I got off Facebook Marketplace. It was brand new, but it wasn't retail price. That's all I care about. Got it mailed to me. Perfect. Got it. Put it on. Shit didn't fit.
Wow.
No, you got like an egg head. It's like
No, dog,
big on top, like
my dumb ass.
like pinky in the brain.
No,
type.
it comes in one
You know what I
size,
mean?
and it's one size only. Does not fit all. So I cannot be. I will not be Tony Stark.
Pinky in the brain.
But back to you, True.
But back to you, True. Sorry.
Heard him.
But the 3 tips on that one, I accomplished 3
Yeah.
things with the
Right.
glasses. What I had to do anyway from a showing, I got them connected with me on social media, which is important for the algorithm. And 3, if anyone else was tuning in, that's dope, because now I'm marketing a service that I'm offering to anybody. I don't care if you're local or in Australia. It doesn't matter.
No,
so you
facts.
have that. So I'm just saying, connect it, work it, and then do that. And even if it's a false showing, like just a practice to do it, just do it, because you're still showing a crib,
Yep.
right? So anyways.
True. How many deals I guess do you have right now in your book?
Ooh, put you on the spot, dog.
Yeah, if you want to put it out, no, because like obviously they hear you just joined real estate, but like,
Well, I know I've done more volume than I have in the past 3 years of real estate, just in
these last
8
couple
months at Iron Valley, and I got 3. I got 3 on my plate. I heard Jeff Glover say something. You're supposed to have a couple lined up. I got
Yep.
that on my plate.
Always. Pipeline.
Just got a
now buyers, now sellers, future sellers,
sellers.
future buyers.
a divorced couple, and 2 people that's getting divorced don't agree.
Correct.
But they both agreed on, hey, we want to go with True because he gave us full transparency and honesty. He sat us down. You know what I mean? And I think the husband is a detective. He says, I like that. Whatever he texts you, he texts me. Whatever he tell you, he tells me.
Transparency.
And I just try to keep it like that. Just keep it honest and true. But I got 3 coming up. I got a closing in a couple of days. You know what I mean? Like I have to honestly say, if somebody told me my bank account, which I wasn't broke when I came over here, but in 8 months, you know what I mean, would be,
Where is that now?
You know what I mean? My folks watching this. I ain't put it out there like that, but
Yeah, he's handing out loans.
gotta
charge interest on it.
Be
Interest
coming
on
up
it.
on this, second
Christmas is
comma.
here.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't believe that, because I don't know if you guys know, but like in 2014 when I came here back to this area, I was homeless.
Didn't know.
I didn't know that.
When I say 50 cent in my pocket, 50 cent, I was in the homeless shelter over there at the VA in Hampton.
Damn.
Wow.
And the girl that I have a closing with, she was homeless. I met her there, and we both multiple property owners. now.
Wow.
Like
That's
That's
amazing.
huge, dog.
you can do
But
it.
but that's a great subject there. It's like, okay, you come from there. Obviously, you put the grind in. You're where you're at now. It's well deserved. You're putting in the work. And one thing I always like to preach is like, if you're used to living off of, some people when they join real estate, they're already used to living off of $35,000-$40,000 a year, and then they start seeing $100,000. What are you doing with that extra money?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Most people keep buying more luxuries, and upping their lifestyle.
That's where they're going wrong at.
Right? And they don't get out of that check to check, that month to month, that check to check lifestyle. It's like I always try to tell them and prepare them. And that's one of the things I pride myself on when agents start to move over and they're starting to have those breakout years. Have you set up? Have you talked to those CPAs? What are you doing with that extra money? Just like the sailors.
Yeah.
Right after a deployment, what's the first thing they do? Which I hope you've talked to your son. They're going to buy a new car.
Yep.
That's the first thing they do when that bank account's nice and fat. They think that $10,000, $15,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're going to go drop it on a down payment on a car.
That's nothing.
It's like, don't. You could do so much more. You could have somebody else pay for that car, right? And it took me years to learn this, right? And one of the first times when in Temecula, we bought our house at $220, sold it for $400. I thought I made a killing.
You did.
But then we paid for a funeral, paid off our debts, paid off all types of stuff. And then when those opportunities came up, there was really nothing there to jump on those opportunities. The money wasn't there. So I learned my lesson years ago just by my own mistakes, but I'm glad to hear that you went from a homeless shelter, right? I think that was maybe a blessing in disguise because you had the mentality to get out of there.
Yeah.
And you're at where you're at because of your hard work, your dedication, and we're talking about a different type of bank account, right?
Oh, yeah. I see a lot of agents go wrong in this industry. They start to see a little money, and then they try to compete with other agents at a certain level. And sometimes you need to drive your own speed limit because when you trying to go somebody else's speed, you're gonna crash and burn. My biggest flex is I still take those things that when I was coming up and, things that, the local celebrities taught me, I implement it now. Like, I could go slide off Virginia Beach Boulevard in an S550 right now. I could take you guys on a field trip, but that's not me. I'm steady investing in that asset column. So you might see me in an antique truck. You might see me in a later model car.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? But when you run into me, you get to having a conversation like, oh wow, I didn't know he was like that. Like I remember we had a conversation in Ghent, and you was telling me about, trying to get my numbers up. And then, I told you, I invest too. I seen your thick eyebrow raised up and was like, dang, I ain't know that. But, I'm not out here, trying to show off, man. I'm just trying to run my race. I got good energy around me. That's a key ingredient. That's a key ingredient.
Yeah.
The positive vibes and the good energy around you. You got to watch who around you. Keep that negativity away from you. Keep people that's going to pour into you. And you'll get there.
Yeah.
It's first off, thank you for telling us that part. I did not know that about you. And the fact that fast forward 11 years, you're in the position that you're in, that's just true grit, consistency, and not giving up. You showed up in probably more ways than you're giving yourself credit for because you just showing up now just to do trainings and do everything. That's easy to you now, but a lot of people, when they get into those holes in life and they feel stuck, fear starts taking over. And that fear sometimes can be debilitating, and they just stay in that column for a long time. But that also comes into the fear of jumping into something new. So if you're trying to say something to somebody right now where somebody's scared to jump into real estate because of whatever, what would you say to that person to accomplish not being scared to actually take the leap to jump into it?
Great. That's a good one. I tell people all the time that if this word called faith, everybody use that as a play word. I take it seriously. Faith ain't because everything is going right in your life, you know what I mean? You're able to pay your bills, your kids eating good. That's not faith. You're not being tested. If you got real deal faith is going to the edge of that cliff and jumping off and having faith. You're going to sprout some wings before your head busts at the bottom. If you ain't got that in yourself like that, hey, well, you'll continue working for people who had it in themselves.
Right.
You'll steady be a W-2 worker, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying you're gonna have to have some real faith in yourself. Going to church and all that stuff is fine. It's fine, but are you practicing what you're preaching? You know what I mean? Having faith is key.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have faith in yourself, who you expect to have faith in you? You know what I mean? If I can come up with XYZ, that shows that I have faith in myself. So if you or Julian give me an opportunity to say, well, True, if you can come up with XYZ, we'll let you invest in this project with us. That means something. That sticks out. Faith sticks out in your character.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know that.
So now that you are living a version of a life that you probably knew you could have, but now you're living it and you see a lot more, now you're like, look, what's next, right? You're never consistently complacent. I know that about you. Like, complacency is the worst drug out there, in my opinion, because then you're just happy with what you have and you never want to grow. And that's a mass statement to cover many different categories that I say that. But now that you're on this episode here, what is your definition of your peak life to True?
My peak life is having my family compound, sitting back, having the residual income that pays for that lifestyle, and me being out here still doing real estate. It's just me giving back to the world, pouring back into others, because I don't have to be out here. You know what I mean? So that's my peak.
We had a drive to DC a few months ago, February to be exact. And you fell asleep a few times.
Yeah, I did.
And you're one of those guys, probably like Edgar. I can't sleep like that. Like, if I'm around people, but y'all are military, I'm not. I don't have that.
I don't sleep anywhere.
Well, anyway, majority of y'all, I see it. I mean, that's just one thing. When you got to catch Z's, you got to get it in where you can. That's one thing I've learned about a lot of cats in the military. However, you were awake most of the time. On that trip, we talked about a lot of things. We got to know each other pretty well. 4 hours up, 4 hours back. What did you learn about me before I say what I learned about you?
I learned about you drive, man. Like, no Diddy, pause, this, that, or third. Like, sometimes when I get up in the morning, or my day is busy, or I got to go over here, over there, I'll be like, man, dang, Julian Rivera doing it. He better than you. Hey, man, you got to push. If you want to get to a certain level, you got to push. No, Edgar. I seen this fool. He went up to D.C., not a D.C. trip we took together. He went up to D.C., DJ'd for a big event, came back down, and that event lasted to like at least 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. Came back down, and he was at his daughter's school, son's school, doing something like.
You know why he was there, though?
I was like, what?
You know why he was there, though?
What is this?
Here we go.
I was like, I called him. I actually called him that day. I said, hey, man, what is you on? He said, man, I'm just on the high of life, man. I was like, wow. I was like, man, he lying. I got off the phone, man. That fool lying to me. Yeah. But now, I'm up at 5 in the morning. Sometimes earlier than that. I'm at the gym, just at a third, and now I don't really think I'm where I want to be. I'm a lot further than where I came, but I pass this advice off to other people. They're like, man, what's the difference? Man, you got to get up and get on it.
Yeah.
By the time you wake up at 8, 8:30, man, I done got your portion. I done knocked out a day.
That's done, yeah.
So, yeah, man, that being here at Iron Valley and being around so much energy and influence, man. Y'all got a slogan. What is it called? Get in the room?
That's my slogan. Get in the room, bro.
Get in the room. If you at a brokerage and you walking around with your head down, hey, man, you need to get in a different room. Because I know what that feel like when I try to.
It's a lonely world, right?
I try to recruit other agents. My neighbor across the street from me, I said, what's that check here? She did a deal with an Iron Valley agent. I was like, she's like, you know her? Yeah, I know her. Let me call and put a good name on you. She said, yeah. I said, oh, so you get about, okay, that's what you doing your 3%. We all agents, I'm like, you can get about seven bands. I'm like, all right, well, call me. If you don't come out this thing with at least 5 G's, You call me. I'm gonna put you in the group text with LJ Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't C3, but some unwavering loyalty. You still sit in that place. You got to get in the room. You got to get in a different room.
There's some people are loyal to a fault. I can admit I was multiple times in my life. I think we all can admit that if we really sit back and look, because we just were. But it comes down to when I meet with agents, we all have our own way that we talk, but it's typically motivation, culture, money, or leads. And if somebody leads with leads, bye. I had nice talking to you, because that means that you have a different drive that I don't want to have. Because typically it's the culture or the motivation or the money, right? And usually the money is on people that are already making it. They've been in the game for a minute. They're there, but then it narrows it down to the first two, culture and motivation. You know, what does it really come down to? And a lot of that stuff you can't put in a value proposition book. I can express this as much as I can. Here's the plays. This is what we do. This is everything. But I promise, when you come over here and you just feel the energy, you feel the diversity, you feel kind of what's been built here and where we're still going, I can write that down, but you won't be able to understand it until you feel it. That's just one of the things that I tell people all the time, to come to a training and to come and just see what we do. Come to our events. Come to all this. We ain't hidden. The challenges are out there. I'll let you know, we're about to have the whole calendar out for 2026, at least of the events that we know they're going to happen that are big. Will they change? Not really. Will they add more? Probably. Could they pivot dates? Of course. Nothing's perfect, but at least we know that it's out there for everyone to work around their year to make it make sense, right?
Yep.
Let me just pivot back to you, because what I learned about you on that drive.
Right.
Your intuition is very high. You ask right questions. You're not afraid to be in front of somebody that you might think is levels ahead of you, because then you're going to learn more. You're a grown ass man, so you're not. You have life experience. You're not going to settle for less than what you know that you're here for, and most importantly, you care about everyone that you come in contact with, whether it's a client, friend, family member, or an associate. And because of those four things right there, I learned that about you. I'm like, yo, you're going to slay it. But I can read the room very well. I'm good at reading the room, and going back to my I have to look at it, but it's different vibes that I didn't know. Me learning that for 20 years helps me actually read people in these conversations when I have them, when I talk to them. I just know I need to be in front of more people to do that now, because that's going to help expand the brand. That's the one thing. That's one of my cons, right? Another con of me, because I'm not perfect. We were talking about before this. Bro, life isn't perfect. You see the highlight reel, dog. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that nobody's going to fucking see. But realistically, outside of like super private information, I'm not afraid to talk about that, because that's the relatability that is a huge superpower that people usually hide. And when I come out there and they see me like this, and like this is how I'm going to show up to a showing in a little bit. And I tell them, I'm a t-shirt, jeans, and Jordans kind of guy. That's what I am. But I promise that's not how I look. It's what I do for you. And after a 5-minute conversation with them, they're willing to meet. Typically, right? I'm not 100 for 100. I don't get everything. I don't win everything. I just win a lot more than I lose. And that right there is huge. That's the Jordan. He didn't win every game. He won every championship, but he didn't win every game in the regular season. So as long as you're winning more than you're losing, you won't. And I can see that about you. You're always going to win, bro. You just got to take those L's as lessons, not losses.
I learned that from Iron Valley coming over here. Like, man, I ain't got to throw on a suit all the time. But I read the room, see who I'm dealing with first.
Right.
But I don't do that all the time. And man, I'm so thankful for a meeting that me, because you guys have partners that are even good people,
Of course.
that are great influences. Earlier this year, me and Greg Bell, Alvin Laputin, and Doe, Stephen Doe.
Yeah.
We had a lunch at the country club.
Yep.
That it was life changing, man. They was like, man, told them my story. They was like, man, we got a place for you, man. We need to get you hooked up with. I didn't even know him at the time. Kyle Myers.
Yeah.
And they got me over here. He ended up being my mentor for a while.
Yep.
And Doe, he always willing to give advice, and the way that I'm building my business is off the same model that Doe and Kyle has, I tell people all the time when they say, man, I see you close, man, where you getting your leads? I'm not getting no leads. This is a contact sport with me, baby. I'm on the fly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I would say you need to post that more. Those off market deals, the whatever.
Yeah, I got to.
You know why? Because you're missing out on just organic lead source that's all around you. There's 400 agents that cannot buy that off market deal or whatever.
Well,
that they would
300
probably come to you if they knew
That's
you
true.
did that.
That's very true.
And not only your Facebook friends with all those other realtors or real estate professionals, they don't know you do this, and you're missing out on a lead source.
Well, let's be clear. Let's just say use that 400 number. There's 397 that don't know that you do that, because the other 3 are sitting on this podcast right now.
Okay.
Because we all do that, because we've now realized, yes, we focus in our fiduciary responsibility as a realtor to make sure that the client is going to win, and we represent them in their best interest.
Right.
But we all know there's sometimes they just can't win in this realm.
Right.
There's all these other ways that we could potentially make it a W for them. But because we have those tools in the toolbox now, or have access to the people that can do that, that's a huge play that a lot of people, they just don't want to play in because they're scared. They don't know. They think unethical or whatever. Like, nah, dude, you understand the client's still going to win. The goal is just what I always say, everyone's going to win. It's just a matter of how much. And it's not just monetary compensation. Some people might want to just protect their credit because they have to, because they want to buy down the road. Some people need to win because you would have a divorce situation. They need to make it amicable and separate. There's different definitions of winning. It's not just money. And that's what everyone gets hung up on. Yeah. So it's like when
they don't have the credit to pull their equity, their house is crap, they can't sell it full price. Like, there's so many scenarios. It's case by case basis,
super
right?
Case by case, correct. But speaking of winning, like, you're winning over here. You're on the winning squad. And this was technically your transition year. You see what I'm saying? So we're airing this now in January 2026, but 2025 was your transition year. 2026 is going to be your full year with Iron Valley, your first full year with Iron Valley. You see what I'm saying? You're coming to our award ceremony that we're going to have in February. That's one time that we can get almost all the agents together. We always do it the Saturday of Super Bowl weekend. It's usually always like that. We're pretty much always, I want to say, we're pretty uniform when it comes down to the big events, because people can put that on their calendar for the next 5 years. It's not going to change. So now, before we end, what is your message to you this time next year, after your first full year at Iron Valley?
My message to myself is something I look myself in the mirror and tell myself every day. It's always room for you to do more. Do more.
Okay.
That's the only way I'm gonna get there. Do more. When it look like I can't do more, do more. Because if you're not telling yourself that and you're not doing that, it's somebody else out there that is.
One last thing. Do you take time to enjoy your wins?
You know what? I don't.
You just lied to me.
I don't.
Because you went on 2 trips this year. That was you enjoying your wins.
But when you get into real estate, man, your head is always thinking like,
you don't stop thinking.
Like I'm in
Julian definitely don't stop.
I'm in a mansion in Colombia in Medellin, and I'm walking down the street and I'm like, oh, this abandoned? Like, what's the what's the WhatsApp number? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So it's like you started out enjoing yourself, you know what I mean? But now you're back to thinking. The wheels get to turning.
Yeah.
I went out to Vegas, and from Vegas, I flew from Vegas to Dominican Republic. Your wheels get to turn. Like,
always.
Oh man, you know what I mean? Like, you enjoy yourself for that little small window. Then oh man, I got to get back on it, because you feel like, and I'm gonna tell you why. When you've experienced homelessness, I don't give a care how much money you got in your bank account. You always think that you're one step from being that. That's a trauma that'll never leave you.
Damn.
So what I just said is actually the truth. You go with the intention of enjoying your win, but when that trauma kicks in, hey man, I gotta, this cool, but I gotta
get point
to it.
And I think all of us have some sort of I can't relate when it comes down to the homelessness trauma, but we all have that trauma that kicks in, because you're right. I mean, my mind's always going, and you can obviously tell Edgar's always going, hence why he's bald. He lost so much hair, he thinks so much. But realistically, no shade, no jokes, no anything. When you're in this, it always makes every trip a business trip, because we're always thinking that way. And that's also a con, because then we don't know when to turn it off. So one of my things for 2026 is that I need to stop and smell the roses more, because I'm so head down, let's effing go. Like, I made a post the other day that I felt semi-guilty that I wasn't DJing on New Year's Eve, because I've only taken one time off since I was 21, and that was because COVID made me take off. This year, I intentionally took off because I'm going on a cruise with my family. I'm enjoying the win. You see what I'm saying? I'm purposely doing that, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, well, I might miss this. What am I missing out on? I don't give a shit, man, to be fair. and it took it's still in me a little bit because I like to go, but I have to be able to chill too, because if not, then we're not going to be able to win. So we have to ensure that you have to stop and smell the roses. And literally, my late mentor, Tim Mayer, used to say this all the time. Julian, you're doing great, man. Just stop and smell the roses. I'm like, but I can't because I got to do this. And if I don't do this, I'm like, no. That's me telling me that. Nobody else is telling me that. You're not telling me that. My partners aren't telling me that. I'm the one telling me that. So with you, you're in go, but make sure that you enjoy the win-win-wins. Remember that.
Maybe I need to take the cruise aspect. Me and him, we're prior sailors. Like, when you get out there on that water, ain't too much to think about, man.
Oh, no, the cruises are different.
I'm
not that Navy guy. I'm going on a cruise.
Yeah.
All right, true. Where can we follow you, though, bro? Instagram, social media, Facebook, the whole 9 yards.
Facebook, Wilfredo True Divins. Social media is HITH for MCM.
Spell that.
HITH, the number 4, MCM.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the 2 places. I need to get more places. I need to get that going, but those are the 2 places for now.
It's all good, brother. Perfect. True. Thanks for being on the show, man. Appreciate
It's
you.
been a pleasure, man.
Definitely.
Pleasure.
Edgar, any last words?
How far is the back of your mind? I was thinking about that. You said that earlier. Go ahead. Take us home, bro.
I can't now because now I got to do something. Now you're making me play.
He's going to go ChatGPT a joke or something. Look at him.
No. I got something better.
Yeah,
So
but I
before we
appreciate
go-
you guys having me, though, man.
And I appreciate you. Now it's not about you anymore, True. I'm sorry. He made it about him. Like he always does.
Get him.
So because of that, I just got to make sure when we're on camera, just make sure you zoom in on this picture right here.
There you go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That one you can zoom in on. You remember that movie Coneheads? Well, this is the exact opposite. It just goes out and in. True, you see that?
Oh, wow.
That's what happens when he calls me. It comes up like
that's
that.
Edgar.
That's Edgar.
Oh, wow.
This is Edgar.
Oh, I'll show
right?
you the videos I got
So
of him.
it's okay.
They're great.
Yeah, we got a lot.
They're already at Veterans United. Go ahead, bro. Good.
Oh, there's 2 pushes on my phone too. If how far you want to take this, but Edgar the Sphere Muñoz. What's your IG and everything too?
Ah, shit.
He don't even know his
I
social
don't
media
even know.
handles.
The
bro.
VA agent.
There you go. VA agent. DJ Julian Rivera signing out. Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, the whole 9 yards at DJ Julian Rivera. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow Your Peak Life Podcast, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Pretty much you can Google it. You can find it. We're thanking you a lot for being a part of the show at the new set. This is our 2nd show that we've had here. We're going to continue this going. More importantly, we're awesome to have our awesome agents here at Iron Valley Real Estate on this show, talking about themselves, talking about their journey, being very vulnerable to let you know that we're all regular people here, guys. We all have a lot of the same issues that we deal with consistently. It's just more so how do you deal with them and how do you continue to move forward? Win more than you lose, and we'll see you later.
See you.